Hey everyone, welcome to BAMM, the show where we talk about all things nerdy. Today's episode is going to be about Spider-Man, everything from his origins all the way till present day. Then it's going to be about Endgame, and then just some random stuff, and then story time about Beto. I just want to do a quick recap. BAMM stands for Anthony, Beto, Marcos. I'm Anthony. This is Marca.
Hello.
Maria.
Hello.
And Beto is B. And the reason he's not here is because he had passed away last year. And he had always wanted to do a podcast, so we're doing this in his honor. And yeah.
So this is episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the delay, but Marco's schedule wouldn't work with ours, so it's Marco's fault.
It's all lies. We did a second one, but it was not good enough for Anthony.
Well, technically.
So this is 2.5 3/4. Does that make sense?
There you go.
Because technically we're supposed to talk about Spider-Man, and we did it was almost an hour.
Yeah.
And then turns out we were just more BSing in 10 minutes of Spider-Man.
we had a whole almost an hour of podcast, and the majority of the episode was supposed to be about Spider-Man, and we ended up only talking about it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The rest of the time was just random crap. So we're gonna save that for later.
For bloopers.
Yeah. So Spider-Man, his first appearance was in the Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962.
Damn, he's older than you are.
There was
Sorry, amateurs behind
That
me.
was uncomfortable.
there was a copy sold in February of 18th of 2016, sold in Dallas for $454,000, and there is a near mint condition that is worth $5.7 million.
Dang.
Oh, you worth that much, Amador?
Yeah, I'm worth more than that.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
Man.
Okay, so I guess we'll go with the same question. So, last time I asked y'all,
That we tried this.
Yeah, last time I had asked y'all what was y'all's favorite Spider-Man? Or okay, first of all, who is your favorite Peter Parker?
The one in the cartoon. Actually, the new one. Whoever that guy is. I don't know.
Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Same
well,
thing.
it depends. Which one are you going? Like the cartoons?
All of them.
All of them.
Okay, then it's going to be the new one because he's actually a kid.
Tom Holland?
Yeah, and he's, the age he should be. Because the other ones, for me, they were just too damn old, trying to act young.
Yeah.
It's like they were past their prime. It's like me trying to go to the clubs.
Yeah.
But I'm not past my prime, though. That's
He's
different.
40.
Hell no, man. Why are you telling those kind of lies? I got one more year before, so I gotta fit it in this year.
So just round it up. He's 40.
All right. What about you?
Same thing. I
Tom Holland?
like the cartoon and Tom Holland. Yeah, everybody. The one before him was a little bit too like.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, it was a little bit too like
emo
I don't know.
I think the best Peter Parker was Tobey Maguire. I think.
He was more nerdy.
No, but that's what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how Peter Parker's supposed to be.
But
Amador seconds your notion.
but he was. It was nerdy for a certain generation.
That generation, I guess.
Yeah, that's why Amador likes it.
I was nerdy before it was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That makes.
So.
Okay, then now who's the best Spider-Man? Is it still the same answer for y'all, Tom Holland?
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
because
he's more witty, more funny, and more more realistic.
It's more stupid, like a little kid would be.
Yeah.
Making the mistakes that you would
No,
make.
yeah, I think, and I would agree with y'all. The best Spider-Man is Tom Holland.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like he would say stuff that you would say when you after a 6-pack to 12-pack. You know,
like in Civil War, whenever Bucky punched him. And he caught his metal arm and he's like, "Whoa, you have a metal arm? That's awesome!"
Right in the middle of fighting. Yeah.
it's like the only thing he needs to say is like, "Here, hold my beer."
Okay.
Alright, what are your thoughts on the cartoon? Because people say it's the best Spider-Man movie to date.
Yeah, I mean, for himself, because I haven't seen the latest one. So far, that one for me is the best. I mean, even though it's a cartoon, so the cartoons, for me, it's more, they have more leeway, and they can do a lot more because it's a cartoon.
Animated.
Yeah, so there's no borders at all. So they can go like super crazy, and it still makes sense because it's a cartoon.
Well, just like the movie did.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, the cartoon, hands down, is badass. I mean, it was, like I said last time, it was drawn on the screen pretty damn simple, but it had so many details that I gotta watch it again to make sure I caught all the other stuff. You know, for me, that it was freaking badass. I liked it. I mean,
I liked it too. It was just like a different take on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's why people like it so much because it was about Miles Morales instead of just a normal Peter Parker.
Well, and they did, and it seemed more natural. That like it didn't try hard because sometimes when they remake it, they try to remake it too different or too the same or just like it just really off the bat.
Loses its flavor.
Yeah.
So.
Boom. I like it because I like it even more because to be honest, I didn't even think they were gonna kill off Spider-Man like right in the beginning of the movie, and then just have Miles,
take over.
Yeah, like that quick.
Well, this is and it's gonna maybe sound racial, but this is the first time a colored person didn't die. Was the white person? I mean, it's
true
though.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he was the main character, so he couldn't freaking die. I mean, kind of obvious. But yeah, I like that Spider-Man. I'm gonna re-see it again and check out all the other stuff. But I think they did a very good job on it.
Yeah. Now that you found the video.
Yeah. That Anthony lost
for like the longest time, which is another reason why this podcast took forever.
Yeah, Anthony didn't like our second one we did.
Over here, 10 and a whole hour podcast. 10 minutes of just talking about what we needed to talk about.
What?
And the rest is just Marco's BSing.
That's my job here. Everybody has their place. Mine's BS and
filling in those gaps.
I know. So stop staring at me. Y'all don't have nothing to say.
All right. Well, what about the new Spider-Man movie, Far From Home? I think. Well, as you were saying before we started, that's how they're gonna tie in X-Men because of the
snap. It opened up different dimensions.
Multiverse.
Yeah. So, I'm excited if they actually get to do that because that would be so cool. And didn't what's his face? What's his name? Logan, the actor that played Logan.
Yeah.
Didn't he say he would
Jackman?
come? Yeah. Didn't he say he can come back if?
If he was in an Avengers movie, I think he would. I think he also said he would wear the original, the yellow and blue.
That is not the original one, Nico.
Wasn't the original the brown and yellow?
Yeah.
That's the original one. Yeah, the yellow and blue is the original one for you because that.
For your generation.
But I mean, the brown and yellow is the original one.
The one that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But I think that would be cool. But I don't see how it would. I don't know. I wonder how they would do it since
Well, the other thing that I'm gonna be really picky about who they choose for the X-Men too, and especially if that guy that played Wolverine doesn't come back. Whoever plays Wolverine has big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Big time, because he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Even though some of the filler movies, the beginning ones, the movie sucked, but he just did a really good job at
As
being-
Wolverine.
As Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, since we're on that subject of the multiverse, what do you think about Endgame?
Better than the first one, hands
Oh
down.
my God.
The first one dragged on. I was like, I don't know how long it was, but I wanted to get my time back.
Infinity War, it was over 2 hours, but not 3 hours.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. As soon as the movie was on, I was like, that's it.
All this time for nothing.
Like,
Well, they had
you should have just let that fool just get the glove along sooner.
I got it over.
For real, I was like, damn.
But
I
yeah.
mean, they had to set up everything. They were looking for they had to look for the stones and whatnot.
Oh, but still.
I think they just dragged it on too much. For
The
me.
first one.
Yeah, the first one. The second one, it was way better. But to some point too, there.
Yeah,
you know
they
what's
kind of
that?
dragged down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my
The
gosh.
second one. But what I am surprised is that they actually killed Black Widow.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too because they said
Aren't they supposed to do like an origins kind of thing
yeah
with her?
they were supposed to. I have no idea what they're gonna do now.
Well, I mean, they're no in comics alone, even comics or movies, they never really die.
Oh yeah.
True, but
They always
still.
they always have a.
That was surprising.
yeah, especially because she was the hottest one.
Well, I think she was the only girl in there.
No, that little one, the antennas.
That's not a girl.
Well,
That's an insect.
well, in real life, she's pretty hot too.
What? I mean, I liked it. I thought I liked it a lot better than Infinity War because of the time travel. I thought that was a real interesting thing.
Funny.
I mean, what made it funny was Thor. I didn't see
Oh
that.
my
girl.
gosh, Thor got on my nerves. I'm like, quit crying. He was such a baby, and then he gained weight. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But that's what made it funny because that's he was an alcoholic. So that's what they did.
Yeah, he was overweight, alcoholic, and all he did was cry and I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess on my nerves.
I think that was getting on your nerves because you used to see him like all built and
Yeah.
like,
No,
get his shit
like
together.
yeah, get with his stuff together. I'm like, dude, man, grow some balls or something.
Well, they were under his gate. You couldn't find it. But I thought that was funny because I mean, honestly, if he did have his stuff together, I guess the movie wouldn't be as long.
Yeah.
Because then, it would have been easier because, I mean, if you go through by the comics, he's pretty damn strong. The other thing that I saw on the movie that I didn't like is they made Hulk weaker than he is. Actually, like when he put the glove on, I understand that, that takes a toll. Because, I mean, it did with Thanos. Because Thanos is actually stronger than Thor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I know for a fact, if you follow the comics, is the Incredible Hulk. He has different versions of himself too, but all of them, he has way faster healing power than Deathpool, than Wolverine, than all of them put together. He should have been like
Right.
on the ball.
I think they put too much of Banner.
But it doesn't.
Banner,
But it doesn't. It shouldn't make a difference because Banner is just. It's just
Oh no, he just looked weird. I was just.
Oh, man.
He looked weird.
In the comics, there's a Hulk called World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that dude. There's so in the just a side note. There's a comic where he fights Sentry.
Yeah.
Which is like the Superman of. Which is like the equivalent of the Superman of Marvel.
Yeah.
And he fought Worldbreaker Hulk, and they almost destroyed the planet.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different ones. I was doing my homework this weekend, and about Hulk, because I'm subscribed to some YouTube channels, and they talk about comics, and they break it down to to like if it was a legit thing, like a real thing, and yeah. And I didn't realize how many Hawks there were, like the red one, the gray one. Did you know he started as gray?
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason they stopped making him gray is because at the time the ink that they used for to paint the character didn't stand up on the paper. It turned different colors. So sometimes they just didn't match. They couldn't keep it the same.
Consistent.
Yeah. And he was, and the very first Hulk was actually a giant robot.
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either, and I was like, "What? For reals?" They're like, "Yeah." So it had, and then that robot turned to a monster, and then the monster turned to something else. And then they brought the Great Hulk, and then because they couldn't keep the color always the same,
Consistent, yeah.
they made him green.
Okay.
Now,
it wasn't because of the radioactive.
well,
It was because of the ink.
yeah, and then the other thing that they said is that they were getting really specific about it is that Hulk already existed inside of him before he got the radiation.
Mhm.
Just the radiation.
And brought him out.
Brought him
Yeah,
out.
that's basically what it is for every superhero. It's already been in there. It's just
Yeah.
they just brought it out. But anyways, yeah, and then back to Thor. The thing that I'm saying just back to Thor, not
Oh,
about
yeah.
him crying or everything. It just surprised me that his mom, when they went back in time before his
oh,
mom
yeah,
died,
already-
she already knew. I thought that was surprising. I didn't know that his mom was a witch.
Actually, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I
interesting.
She was hot. For an older woman. Shot the mic.
Yeah, so I like the ending. I was like, come on with the ending, come on, something happened. Because it was dragging so much. I'm like, dude, this better be a good ending with all this dragging.
It took from the one I was seeing and sinking in my head. I think the reason it took so long is just because they had so many characters
To cover.
to put, make them useful somewhere.
But yeah, they had a wrap all
The loose ends.
all the 10 years of movies that they've done.
Yeah.
Has it been 10 years?
Yep.
Since Iron Man.
Damn.
It started with Iron Man. Can you believe
And-
it? started with Iron Man and it ended with Iron Man.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
I called it. I knew.
Well, yeah,
I
they
knew he was gonna hold or wield the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, because I gave you the sneak peek before time.
No, okay, no. I stopped watching. Spoiler alert! I stopped watching as soon as Spider-Man came out of the portal. I was like, no, stop! Why did you even send me there?
Why'd you open it?
you should know. Marcus would have been sneaky and tried to ruin it for you.
And I sent it to like everybody at work, and
Oh.
Joshua is like, if Marcos sends you anything, don't open it.
Because he's gonna ruin it for everybody. But
honestly, I didn't think he was gonna last that long just holding them, because Peter Quill, Star-Lord,
from Guardians of the
yeah,
Galaxy,
almost
just
died
by
just
rounding
holding one.
Yeah.
and he had all 6.
So but on top of that, he had the suit,
Yeah, so
so it would have been a bit like a little.
yeah,
bit
because
of
I
protection.
think he couldn't hold it barehanded.
Yeah, but he had the suit.
What I think it was a missed opportunity, as I was telling you yesterday, how they Adam Warlock, because they introduced him in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but they never said anything about him after that.
Adam Warlock, he's the only one that's actually hasn't died or his
Wait.
arm chopped off or half his body get
Adam
fried.
Warlock. Who's Adam Warlock?
He's an old school. He's not very popular, but back in the days, in the early 90s, he was the only one. He basically was kind of like, if I remember right, kind of like a god.
Yeah, he's the only one who can beat or who even has a chance of fighting Thanos with the gauntlet.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm so lost. When in the Guardians of the Galaxy did it get mentioned?
In the second one at the end credits. In the end credits.
I have to go back and watch it.
You know those gold people?
Yeah.
They had like that secret weapon or whatever, and she said the name.
Oh, okay.
She said the name of
Yeah,
Adam.
I remember that. Huh.
he would have swept. He would have swept the floors with everyone.
Oh, speaking of that,
Yeah, they consider him kind of like half god or like this is the oops.
yeah, I remember.
I used to draw him a lot when I was in elementary. That was like, yeah, bitch.
Speaking of which, Captain Marvel. Why was she even in the movie? She didn't do anything.
It's because they had to bring her in so she can have her own shit later on.
But she had it before.
And she looks terrible with short hair.
And
Really?
yeah, she
Yeah,
does. I like her better with long hair.
Yeah.
I like really short hair.
No,
No, her
she
face,
looked-
face looked flat. She
She
actually,
didn't look very like third dimension.
yeah, she looked like a damn Lego head. For real, it's like. And then in the middle of the movie when I was talking after this trying to soak everything in, I turned around and I go, she doesn't have an ass.
Oh
and,
my
and then he
gosh.
just looked
No,
at me.
because they gave it all to Captain America. That's America's ass. That was funny.
What do you
That
think
was
about
funny.
him making the choice of not becoming Captain
Ooh,
America?
that's
Oh.
a good.
That's
a
ano-
good-
that's
that's a-
another one.
That's a good question.
Why the heck did they make the stupid other dude Captain America? It was supposed to be Bucky.
Okay, no, okay. In the comics, after Captain America doesn't want to be Captain America anymore, he passes it down to Bucky, and then Bucky really doesn't stay Captain America for long, and then he
still.
passes it down to Falcon.
Right. That and yeah. Well, I mean, for the longest time, ever since Captain America came out, he was always in love with that chick. So I kind of figured if he had the chance to go back in time, he would have taken it.
Well, yeah, don't you remember when he actually went back in time and saw her? He was like in awe.
Mm-hmm. So
Stupid. that's for me. I think that's so stupid. I guess I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, why
No,
didn't he
no,
stay,
but
like,
but the thing is though, it didn't surprise me. He's always been like that. He's always been. Everybody thought he was strong, but honestly, mentally, he's always been the weakest one. Like he always ran with his feelings, like
well,
way
I mean,
too
that's
much.
probably the reason why he was able to pick up the hammer.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was always. I mean, he was still a virgin. What do you expect?
Oh my god! so that's what it took. It took for him to be a virgin to pick up the hammer.
So Thor's a virgin. But yeah, another thing that God damn, I just blanked out.
Oh my gosh!
I'm trying to remember what other stuff that popped in my head. I know I talked about Hulk, Captain America,
Thor,
Thor. 'Cause I think that
and
was just
then
the funny.
Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man a little bit.
Iron Man. When everybody was crying in the movie theater, literally, there was the people.
Yeah.
The people
Yeah.
to the right of me were crying.
You
like
should have
whenever-
slapped him. Bitch, I cried.
They were girls. They were crying. I'm like,
Oh,
Oh my gosh, they were
probably time of the month.
shut up, you ass.
I do that. And I'm not joking. I walk in the office and the girls are on bad attitude. I go, "Is it time of the month?" And they gave me the evil eye. It's like, I guess I'm right. And I walk out.
But yeah, they were crying whenever what's his face died.
That reminds me. As soon as I blanked out, the one that
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
yeah gave Thanos the rock. And because as soon as he was concentrating, he said only one time.
Oh,
He
well,
already
yeah.
saw the future, so
Yeah.
he didn't have no
already knew.
problem.
Yeah.
He wasn't scared of dying because he knew that fool was getting into doing. So that's kind of reminds me of Bleach. That guy, the last series when he said that they were fighting and he was having a hard time beating the bad guy because he could see the future. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
That's what it came in my mind. After that, I just kind of lost interest because it's like, okay, so all this is gonna be pointless. Because I mean, I know it's a movie, so they're gonna win. Because the only movies that the good guys don't win that I've seen is Japanese movies. The bad guy, the good guy always never wins all the time. It's like the good guys always die, and then they leave it at that, and it picks up with something else. And then the same thing with animation. That's why it always keeps you on your toes. But yeah, as soon as I saw that, he gave it up with no problem. And then when Hulk went to the past to talk to that lady that had scar.
The original, the original.
The ancient one.
And then when she found out that he gave it to him, then she's like, "Oh, he can basically see the future, so he knew what was gonna happen." So she's like, "Here you go."
Not like that.
But I just like after that, I kind of started like, okay, it's gonna go beep beep beep, like you know.
You kind of figured, you figured it out.
Yeah.
But you didn't know she was gonna. What's her face was gonna die.
No, that I didn't see.
Yeah.
I would have thought the old hockey boy would.
Oh, Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Hockey boy. I'm like, what hockey boy?
Yeah.
What did you think of his Ronin persona? Yeah, that persona is called a Ronin. It goes by Ronin. It's in the comics. It goes. It passes. It passes
are you
through.
choking or something? I can't breathe.
Shut up.
What are you talking about, Ronin? Now I'm all confused.
Yeah, okay, so that character that he was in Endgame, that person is called Ronin. In the comics, he's supposed to be Ronin. It's a different persona. It's supposed to be like the assassin.
Who?
Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
in the comics, it gets passed through different characters.
Oh, okay.
Well, and now that you talked about that, I didn't like that I mean, they were all bad guys, but they still act like he wasn't doing nothing bad, and it was okay. Hold my hand, my friend. I was like, bitch, you make the rules, but you don't follow them. You know what I'm talking about? Like when he was killing all the bad guys, you know, all the cartels and stuff like that. It's like,
oh, now I get it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's just that for that and the other thing, it didn't make sense. I mean, I know he was a bad guy, but at least bitch slap him or something.
Yeah. At first, I was confused. I'm like, oh, okay.
But
Cool.
I'm back. I'm back. I was completely lost.
Back to Thor. What do you think is gonna happen, or do you think he's gonna stay with the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, I mean, he has no other place to go.
what he's seeing in his future is a spin-off. That's what motherfucker took off.
Oh yeah, true.
Because now he doesn't have nothing holding him back.
He doesn't have the girlfriend. Well, she dumped him.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So he's not a king. He left it to that girl.
Valkyrie.
Oh, speaking of which, that was pretty cool. Like in the battle.
Oh, she was riding the horse
and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I was really surprised. I mean, I guess it was pretty cool, but this is the first time that I've seen a movie in comics well, not the first time I've seen a movie, but in the movie comics. Does that make sense? That they actually had like all the tough chicks like actually do something.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, like, I'm not trying to be sexist, even though it sounds sexist. But if you ever paid attention, like the chicks never really do something like badass, and this is the first time that I've seen them actually.
Yeah, like Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
She was beating up Thanos pretty good until he's like, make it rain, make it rain.
Like he thought he was a strip club. But yeah, I thought it was for me. I mean, I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm a sexist, but it was kind of corny with like all the chicks went up, but at the same time,
it was cool.
Yeah, I guess.
What? I know what you mean. It did kind of look a little bit corny.
Yeah, it's like you got to make it so obvious. It's like, you know, just fit it in with everybody else, like, you know.
And don't say it. Don't worry, we got your back.
Girl power. I thought I was watching what's that?
Powerpuff Girls. No, it was cool. It just made it a little bit corny. That's all. And again, back to Captain Marvel. Why the heck was she even there? She only appeared in the very beginning, and then nothing, and all the way till the end. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
waste of time.
Uh,
I'm like, and she didn't even do anything.
oh,
I thought she was supposed to be like the almighty strong, whatever.
Is she supposed to be?
yeah, she's really strong in the comics.
Didn't there used to be a dude before her?
No.
No?
It was always...
There's always been a chick?
Yeah. I
Well,
think you're-
actually, I think so. I think it was a dude, and then something happened to him, and then she took over.
Yeah.
and the dude turned into a girl.
Hey, it's a modern age. I mean, it was a good movie. It just, for me, it was just way too long.
3 freaking hours, man. I was like, oh my gosh. And the seats were so uncomfortable. I'm like, they need to make them a little bit more wider. That way, that you, like, you know, you can curl up, you know.
The hell, you then wait until it comes on DVD.
Right?
You can watch it when you're in bed.
I think it would be really cool if they followed the comics with Thor, because in the comics, you know, he left everything. Well, okay, the reason he left everything is because he became unworthy again.
What? But he was wielding the thingamajiggy.
Yeah, I know, but in the in the comics, he became unworthy. Then he became worthy again. Then he became unworthy, and that's where he left. That's what I was telling you yesterday. He left, and he was just killing, you know, all a bunch of bad guys with an axe.
Mm.
That's where they got.
So, basically, he's menopausing.
He's another Ronin.
And then they found Stormbreaker from Beta Ray Bill, and everyone was like, you know, go pick it up, you know, it belongs to you, you know, you're Thor, and he's like, you know, I don't want to find out if I'm worthy or not, and they just leave it at that until he dies.
Good, because it gets on my nerves. People like that. Just do it or don't do it, fucker. I think when they make characters, it's cool because they make them human. Because it kind of reminds me of Egypt gods and the Romans and all that stuff. It's like the cool thing about them is their gods weren't perfect because you can relate to them more. But sometimes when like Thor, that you make them flip flop so damn much, it's like, man, dude, get your shit together.
Right? So that's why I got on my nerves. He was just crying.
I like the guys who were just that big rock guy was like, that kid's picking on me, Thor again.
They were playing Fortnite, and he was like, he's picking on me again.
Thor, he's picking on me again.
That's
That's looking hilarious. Like, damn.
Oh, man.
He's funny.
Yeah, at the very end when of course I saw it coming, but when Captain America was just standing there and all the damn portals start opening,
Oh yeah,
that was pretty clean though, because this time they had way more people because they were more ready for his ass.
it was kind of
Yeah,
like
and even-
it was kind of like the comics, because in the comics it literally took everyone just to even stand a chance against Thanos with the gauntlet.
They actually, like the movies, they made him way weaker than what he really is in the comics.
Oh my
But-
goodness.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I mean, it's a movie, so they can't drag it on like the comics. I mean, the comics are so freaking long just for that.
You gotta balance everyone out.
Yeah,
If not, because they don't have, you know, rights to certain characters, so you gotta balance them out.
yeah. So they made him super weak. Like,
I mean, I was glad when the ending came. I was like, you know, the final battle scene when all these people started popping out. Even what's her face had an armor.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. Character, I forgot her name. Mrs.
what
Potts.
Pepper.
Yeah.
what happened to her?
I'm like,
Man,
she did not age well. I knew that's where it was going.
No, it's just like she used to be like, whoa. Now it's just like, what?
The divorce.
She got divorced?
Yeah, she's not with her husband anymore.
Oh.
See what
I
happens
thought-
when you get divorced?
I thought you get better when you get divorced.
Well, apparently she didn't. Well, look wise, I don't know. Yeah, that even surprised me that she busted out with, you know, she came in with the suit. I'm like, who the heck is that?
That. All right,
So-
I'm done talking about it.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay.
What are we talking about now?
Now we can just talk about whatever.
Story time.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Godzilla.
Oh, that would be the
That would
next
be the
one.
next one
Next
when we
episode.
watch it.
Next episode,
Oops.
which is gonna be filmed right after this.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Michael, get with the program.
So now we can talk about whatever.
Story time. I tell you that story about you and Juan and Beto. We're making up names to protect the identity of some of the people involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so my little brother always wanted to hang with me because I don't know. Was that the black sheep of the family?
I say so.
Yeah, I think so. Right?
What?
Me. Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yes, Anthony. Like if he was around. When I'm like he
Sure.
wasn't. He wasn't. Yeah.
whatever.
But I think he agrees with you.
Well, my little brother always wanted to kick with me because I was always out and about and getting into stuff and.
And by little brother, we don't mean his size, because he was 6'2" and like.
Yeah, but he had a heart like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one day, he always asked me. It's like when Fridays came around. As soon as I got out of work, I went straight to the shower, took a shower, started getting ready, and then waiting for somebody to call because always somebody would always call. There was never a weekend that the phone did not stop ringing. So, because I was always a people person. Hell, I still am. What do you think I'm at the show? But, so he used to get mad because I'd never take him out with me. And so one day he's like, how come you never take me out to go out with you? When I was like, well, you already know every Friday I come home, take a shower, be ready. And you roll with me. All right. So at the time I was hanging around my friend Chino.
Juan, not Chino. Juan.
That's not his real name. So it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
matter. And he came and scooped me up. So that time Vito was ready, and I said, let's roll. So what we always did is before we went to a club or a bar or whatever, we'll pick up a 40 of Bud Ice. Because I mean, back in the days, I'm not gonna tell you my age, but it was like 99 cents for a 40.
I'm not gonna tell you my age. I tell everybody your age in the beginning of this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was 99 cents for a 40-ounce beer, and this beer is 5.5 alcohol.
Hey
So
man, and how much was it with tax? Then how much?
it was $1.08 with tax.
Stop, man! Just go with the story. Nobody cares about those minor details.
Well, you just asked. I still remember. I was like, yeah.
Why is it that you remember that, but you don't remember other important dates?
I don't know. My brain works in different ways.
Anyways, you picked up the 40.
Yeah, and I mean, a 12-pack for like under $15. Come on, that was like hell yeah. So that's what we did, and we started drinking. And Beto was never for being a big dude. I mean, at the time he wasn't really like a big dude. He's probably like 5'8" around there.
Yeah, because he hadn't grown.
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, he never stopped growing. I mean, that fool was like, I thought he was going to be a giant. But he was always a lightweight. I mean, for me, I'm 5'6", 5'5". I'm a heavyweight for my size.
5'4",
5'3".
5'3".
I mean, that's Anthony. I can hang with my beer, my liquor. I mean, I can finish a bottle by myself.
Okay, get on with the story.
Oh, sorry.
You start going off in different directions. We're waiting for the story.
So we started drinking, and then the phone rang, and I got invited to a party. Me, Chino, and Vito. I was like, let's roll. And it was in Lake Worth. It was one of my friends. Man, I forgot his name. It's been so long.
Yeah, nobody cares. Go.
She's in rags.
Jeez. Who's telling the story? Me or you? Shit. So they called up, and it was in Lake Worth at the lake. So like, hell yeah. So she was like, let's roll. All right. So it's like, we already finished the beer we had, so it's like, all right, let's take some beer, you know, because
Yeah, to go over there.
to
yeah,
go,
you're going to a
like,
party.
you don't want to be a bad guest and not bring beer. You know, that's when you don't bring beer, people start hating you and don't invite you.
Yeah, because you start drinking
their beer, you know. So we're driving on Jocksboro Highway, and we saw a 7-Eleven. They closed that 7-Eleven down, but every time me and Chino pass by there, and it's like, man, we laugh because it reminds us of that.
Yeah, like, man, remember those times.
Yeah, so we stopped there, and Vito's like, man, I need a pee. I was like, go inside. He goes, no, I'm going to go on the side of the building. It's like, all right, do your thing, dude. So me and Chino go in there, buy 2 12-packs of Budweiser. It was Budweiser. And we're already at the counter waiting for the lady to check us out. And out of nowhere, Betha comes in all stumbling, like laughing. And I look down. Man, he's like half full of mud. I was like, what the fuck happened to you? He goes, hey. I was trying to pee. And I didn't want to pee on myself, so I scooted back, and then I ended up sliding off because the 7-Eleven was on the top of a ledge. So he slipped, sliding down the damn ledge while his winky's out there. And he's like, I don't know if he peed on himself or nothing, but he was full of mud. And then he's like, laughing. That was funny as hell. I was like, you're dumb, fool. I told you to go inside. And then the lady looked at him, and then he looked at us, and he's like, all right, I need to see everybody's ID. And then I don't know, without skipping a beat, Bethel's like, oh, I don't know those guys. I just want to tell him the funny story. He's like, motherfucker. Like, yeah, nice try. It's not working. It's like, oh, let's go. But yeah, after that, it was a blank because, yeah, we got to the party, and it was like freaking crazy, man.
All right, let me see everybody's ID.
Yeah. But that was funny as hell. He always remember that. I always told him about that. Remember when he fell off? He's like, yeah. He goes, I was dumb. Because he completely stopped drinking. I wish I did that sometimes. Not really. I like drinking.
Yeah, that's not a lie. That's actually true.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy a good beer. But I don't drink to get drunk now. I'm a social drinker now.
Which is every weekend.
No, actually, no. I'm seeing my retire on that. I'm trying to start a business, so you can't do both at one time. I tried it. It's hard.
He's speaking from experience.
I give props to people that can freaking party still hard as hell. But also, I'm not as young as I used to be. Like when in my early 20s, my first business, yeah, man, I freaking go out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and still wake up early in the morning, pick up people, sweat it all out, smelling like a freaking cheap bar, and do it again.
It's crazy.
Yep. I would know. Because I had to smell his ass.
But good times, though. Good times. All right. Well, anything else?
No, I think that was everything.
Oh, hell, baby Jesus. Listen. All right, people. Peace.
Alright, give the video a like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next video.
Fuck you.
Marco!
Bye.
Oh my gosh.